New album by Arctic Monkeys, The Car. I did theatre studies A-level, and we always assessed performances based on how well they achieved the aims set out beforehand by the actor, director, designer, etc. So basically, how successful were you in what you set out to do? And I want to take a similar approach when looking at this album. I believe Alex Turner said in an interview a few weeks ago that Arctic Monkeys were taking a lot more of an instinctual approach to this album, writing based off feeling and instinct as opposed to hard, fast rules. And when I listen to this album with that in mind, I can see it. For example, certain vocal delivery choices feel like they're done in the moment in order to meld with the instrumental a bit more. But apart from that, I am quite struggling to see where the instinct is coming in. I'm not saying it's not there, I just don't know what to look for. And it doesn't quite jump out at me. I listened to Tranquillity Base Hotel and Casino last year, and I went into it expecting a more typical Arctic Monkeys sound. And needless to say, I was quite disappointed. Not to say it's a bad album, I was just expecting the wrong thing. So back onto the theatre studies thing, I went into this album expecting a more Tranquillity Base Hotel and Casino sort of vibe, as that is what they intended on making. And when you look at it through that lens, I think it can be quite good. Now, lyrically, I don't want to focus in on any specific moments as such, but I want to take a more holistic view. I feel like the lyrics were made to be a piece of writing, which were then translated to music. I'm always down for some interesting left field lyricism, a lot more word painting, a lot more absurdity, and I feel like you definitely get that here. Sculptures of Anything Goes has this interesting bass tone that kind of contrasts some of the other sounds on the album. There's this percussion part in that song that feels like a persistent knocking at the door, and especially when the guitar comes in, it's a lot bolder than a lot of the other tones on the album. My thoughts on the vocals are mixed. The breathy sort of falsetto does kind of work at times, but there are some moments where I feel like it could have been dropped for a more traditional singing style, for example on The Car. But then again, I am but a listener, not a producer. Who am I to say what they should do? One of my friends said it sounded like Alex Turner was just really leaning into the Sheffield accent for this one. And I'll be completely honest, I don't think it sounds any more Sheffield than any of the other albums. The start of Big Ideas feels a little empty, but I do like when it starts to get into it a little bit more. Talking about having this really cool song idea, but then as soon as you're in the moment in the studio, you just kind of freeze up. I also like a lot of the chord choices here, like for example on the track Mr. Schwartz. They have this cool circularity to them. I didn't really want to spend too much time in this video talking about the singles. They've already been out for a while and people have said what they wanted to say, so I'll keep it brief. Body Paint, really cool. Mirrorball, I'm still not that sure what the meaning of the song is. Can we be absolutely sure that there's a mirrorball? I get that it's maybe like a metaphor for something, or maybe it's some imagery. I just can't pin it down. And then the other one that came out as a single, I'll be honest, I forgot what the title is and I forgot what it sounds like. Not the most memorable thing on the planet, I will be honest. But yeah, I think it's a cool album. I will personally be listening to Being Funny in a Foreign Language more. But not because the Arctic Monkeys album is bad, it's just not the sort of thing I'd normally listen to. It's got its moments, but I'll need to listen to it a few more times, I think. But they were my first impressions. Let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more discussion about various musical topics. By the way, I've got a TikTok at Johnny Cheese where I talk about musical things on a daily basis. So if you're a fan of music, regardless of the genre, make sure you head over because there'll be something for you there. Yeah, that's about it for today. See you later.